Finding inner peace. In a complex world like ours, influenced by the society that surrounds us and the sometimes toxic bonds we have to face, finding inner serenity becomes an increasingly challenging endeavor. The daily frenzy drags us along, and at times, when we finally have a moment for ourselves, we feel guilty, as if we should be doing something more productive. Other times, the restlessness we experience comes from within. In both cases, there's a sense of unease that creeps in, a mental noise that disturbs us, a confusion that envelopes us, leaving us tired and unsatisfied. The tireless mind pushes us from one concern to another, weaving an intricate web of thoughts that prevents us from rediscovering inner peace. But there comes a moment when we must stop and attempt to reclaim it. What is inner peace? Inner peace is a subjective sensation of overall physical well-being, but above all, of mental and psychological calmness, and of letting go of all negative feelings. It's a state that fills us with profound tranquility, where we free ourselves from our primary worries, stress, suffering, and daily conflicts. However, inner peace can be even more than that. It implies being aware of the wonders of life and feeling fully connected to the universe and ourselves. Where to find inner peace? Inner peace is something we find within ourselves. The peace obtained by avoiding reality and problems is a false peace that will end as soon as adversities knock on our door. This means that inner peace isn't built solely when we are serene and tranquil, but also amidst life's difficulties. To rediscover inner peace, we must work on ourselves too. Realize that only we can control our emotional responses and reactions. Let go of guilt, judgment, and complaint. Now, let's follow the simpler steps to find the peace we seek. Achieving the serenity of a Zen monk in 9 steps. 1. Locus of control. The mind says, when everything falls into place, I will find peace. The spirit says, find peace, and everything will fall into place. Notice, are you more identified with your mind or your soul? Are you one of those people who finds inner peace impossible to achieve because life is too difficult? It's true, life is very complex, but much depends on you and your locus of control. The locus of control is the perception you have about controlling events. Does what happens to you depend on you and your behaviors? Or does it depend on external causes independent of you? When you choose an external locus of control, every situation has the power to negatively influence you and make you lose your calm. You'll never find peace because you'll be thinking about possible misfortunes. But this doesn't mean that achieving inner peace is impossible. If, instead of reacting, you take control by choosing an internal locus of control, and decide with what attitude to face problems, taking the reins of your life, you can aspire to develop lasting inner peace. By choosing an internal locus of control, you can decide which battles are worth fighting. Therefore, inner peace is a personal choice. It's something you can consciously build by practicing behaviors and thoughts that make you serene. 2. Slow down. Living in haste amplifies and confuses emotions. By slowing down your movements while doing something and your way of speaking, you'll automatically reduce mental and physical fatigue and your stress levels. By slowing down, you'll be more in tune with yourself, and fewer problems will accumulate in your mind. You'll also perceive all the details better. 3. Simplify your life and environment. Do you wish the day had more than 24 hours? Perhaps it's time to pause and ask yourself if you're doing what you enjoy or if you're wasting time. Maybe it's time to simplify your life and have more energy for the things that truly matter to you and bring you happiness and satisfaction. Here are some ways. Solve your problems as soon as possible, even if you don't like the solution or find it hard to accept. Solving a problem will free you from stress. On the contrary, the more time you let pass, the more complicated the situation and decision-making will become, and the harder it will be to accept the consequences. Don't make a drama out of every small problem. Problems arise every day, and some are more important than others. Learn to ask yourself if it's genuinely an important matter and if it holds enough weight to be a problem in 5 weeks or 5 months. Bring order, cleanliness, and simplicity to your surroundings. As the simpler your environment, the fewer opportunities you'll have to get distracted and turn everything into chaos. While tidying up, eliminate what's not essential and evokes bad memories. It will help maintain clarity on a mental level. 4. Build walls of protection. Your mind can be restless because perhaps you're very susceptible to the worries, selfishness, and interests of those around you. When the negative energy of others enters you, it mixes with your personal weaknesses and weakens you. It's necessary to learn to raise walls of protection from what's not in harmony with you. This doesn't mean you have to avoid problems, but you don't have to necessarily deal with selfishness or false interests, with people who don't respect you, or who unleash storms during your calm days. 5. Pause in the present moment and breathe. Most of the time, we worry about something from the past or something that might happen in the future. Living in the present, however, allows you to find peace in whatever you're doing. Only in the present moment can you sow the seeds for your future and reach true inner peace. In the now, there's only silence, and it's within that silence that peace can be discovered. Learn, therefore, to master your mind and lead it to the here and now, the only place where real life exists. Stop and become aware of your breath. Now, breathe deeply and hold your breath for 5 seconds, then exhale slowly. This simple exercise helps clear the mind and allows you to find calm. 6. Accept and let go. By letting go, we become free to use all our mental power to enjoy this moment and create a wonderful future. Louise Hay. But what should we let go of? Practically everything. To find serenity in life, it's essential to practice acceptance and detachment from unattainable goals you've set for yourself and beliefs that see you in a certain way. Accept who you are and become consistent with yourself, aligning what you say with what you do. Negative thoughts and emotions like anger and resentment. Accept them and learn to live with them, only then will you take away the power they now have over you. The need to change others and the obsession with control. If you can change something, change it. If you can't do anything, getting agitated is pointless. The fear of making mistakes and the fear of judgment. The need to always be right. The thought that it's too late or too early for you to do something. Situations and people that, instead of enriching you, drain all your energy. Above all, let go of destructive criticism, as it not only harms the person being criticized but also you, immersing you in a state of permanent dissatisfaction. It doesn't mean you have to accept everything, but differentiate between constructive criticism that underlies positive change and destructive criticism whose consequences are always negative. 7. Cultivate gratitude and forgiveness. Through gratitude, you create the conditions to develop greater inner serenity, and by forgiving yourself and others, you no longer allow anyone to destroy your peace. There's always something to be grateful for. You just have to learn to appreciate the things that you may take for granted, like being physically well or having loved ones around you, a sunny day, or a good meal. When you start feeling grateful for what you have, you rediscover a new inner balance. Obviously, it'll be easier to be grateful for the happy experiences in your life, but learning to thank and forgive your enemies or experiences of pain will nurture your peace, not allowing external situations to ruin it. 8. Find a relaxation method that works. Meditating or practicing relaxation for a few minutes a day can change your life in all areas and bring great benefits. There are several effective ways to relax, and some are quick: listening to music, walking, running, doing yoga, meditating, conscious breathing, coloring, etc. Find what works for you and put it into practice. And if you have several techniques to apply specifically, you'll experience that fundamental connection with yourself and that sense of peace even more easily. 9. Dedicate time to silence and introspection. Spend fewer hours listening to negative news and more time within yourself. Once a day, immerse yourself in total silence. Relax in silence and turn off fears and internal voices to connect with your needs and calm your restless mind. Approximately once a month, for at least a whole day, try to isolate yourself at home or in a monastery or go for a mountain walk. Make sure no one disturbs you. Turn off your smartphone notifications and any other possible sources of distraction. Dedicate this day to introspection and silence, engaging in as many of these activities as possible. Wake up and go to bed early. Meditate, even just for 10 minutes, perhaps multiple times. Prepare your meals with joy and care, as if you were cooking for someone special who's coming to dinner, and eat slowly, savoring every bite. Read a transformative book. Observe nature, trying to capture its details. If you know yoga, practice it, or do some physical activity. Listen to and reflect on your basic sensations like hunger, thirst, and boredom. Consider existential questions and those to get to know yourself, what you're looking for, what you don't want, what your aspirations are, and answer them in writing honestly and spontaneously. Inner peace isn't achieved in just a few hours, but it requires working on ourselves and our awareness. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below.